Miss Dania is cybercrime investigator.
The first cybercrime investigator in India.
Yeah, and she's the first woman Achiever Award 2080, presented by Ministry of Women and Child Development Award for first woman cybercrime investigator. She is also a South Woman Achiever Award SIWAA 2019 Award for Outstanding Entrepreneur. And she is also married in John Matthias Center, Third International Conference Entrepreneurship in the area of innovation and disruption. Oh, a big biography.
Yeah.
Mashallah.
In Sinai, it was a conference about spirituality, about religions. His uncle is a famous guru, famous Swami in India. And I am honored to be that he is with us today. Thank you,
Thank you. So do I start?
Yes, you can begin, Ms. Sanya.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the invitation. Thank you very much for the lovely introduction. It's a pleasure to meet all of you all, even though online. It's a great opportunity to be able to converse, trans all kinds of geographical boundaries, thanks to the innovation called cyberspace. But I actually belong to the space on the negative side of it, because for the last 20 years, I've been on the forensics and investigation side. And every day, day in and day out, what I get to hear is only the bad things about this particular space. So like any other professional, like any other person who got into the space called cyberspace, I also got into this listening or getting exposed to the positives of the space called cyberspace. But unfortunately, for the last 20 years, I get to deal with the negatives of this. See, the basic topic that I have chosen today, or I've been asked to speak on today, is the crucial need for education, or educating the young minds about the other side of cyberspace. Basically, because nothing comes without a dark side. Every human invention comes with a dark side. It's absolutely on the basis of how every human being chooses to use everything, every technology, every development that we make or we have made for ourselves, that any technology performs at any given point of time. So the point is, the cyberspace or the internet or the development of information technology, as we talk about it, it is rapidly increasing or rapidly changing its manner of intervention into human life every second. The change or the transformation is drastic, fast, and the impact is by and large huge. The impact of cyberspace can be explained with just a minor little example. I will talk about the using a negative example itself. See, earlier days, if we wanted to actually talk bad about somebody, we have to meet together, get together, sit down somewhere. Four friends will be there, and where I could probably talk about somebody to the rest of the three of them. Now, the rest of the three of them also need such opportunities where they can sit and talk with their friends and pass on this information. The spread of whatever information you're talking about takes time, and it gets either diluted or the magnitude of the fake news actually gets increased over the period of time. But here we are talking about the cyberspace, where every internet profile is viewed by an average of 4 lakh people per hour. Which means every news, every content that is put on the space called cyberspace gets a viewership of average 4 lakh viewers per hour. Now, the impression that is passed on per microseconds is much larger to what it was before the cyberspace or internet technology came into our lives. So then what do? We all got used to using this technology so much for our own convenience that over the period of time, we have forgotten to even think that this particular space has got any negatives at all. The newborn child today is exposed to information technology through the gadgets available in and around the space or in and around that little area that the newborn is given or made available with. Every child today is exposed to this information technology or digital screen time, which is very, very large. On an average, there is a study that says that every child under 3, if not monitored and if is not aware of the situation, spends around 6 to 7 hours on the digital screen time. Every child under the age of 3. 6 to 7 hours, the exposure is for digital screen time, which definitely talks about screen time addiction as well. Now, the International Pediatric Association has come out with studies that show that addiction, substance addiction, is not as addictive as digital space addiction. The screen addiction is much larger. So when we are talking about we have had times that where we have been talking about saving the next generation from substance addiction, narcotic addictions, and things like that. We have actually forced our children, especially after the pandemic, to be on this space called digital space by forcing them to be on that because they have to study or they have their academics to follow. But we have forgotten to teach them that there is a dark side to it and they have to be careful about it. The statistics again shows that globally, 80% of adults are prone to some kind of cyber crimes or other. 80% of adults. Now, adults, we should understand that adults are more careful. They're supposed to be more responsible and they have that ability and acumen in them to respond to situations more than children. And now, when we put the same thing onto the children's space, they are not expected to be responsible. They are not capable enough to respond to situations as much as adults are. At least that is the impression, or that is why a child is called a child, if you ask me. So this particular thing, after pandemic, the increase of addiction on cyberspace on a very small study, sample studies conducted in different countries across the globe says that there is an average of 230% hike in the use of digital space or addiction on cyberspace from the children. The same thing, the dependency, emotional dependency on social media or on social media handles like Snapchat, Instagram, etc. The youth, when you talk about the age group taken is from 13 to 24, when you look at it, the dependency of social acceptance, emotional gratification, etc., is almost close to 99%, which means every one of us today, of course, I don't belong to that age group, though I would have loved to be, but I don't belong to that age group. Every one person between this age group is actually dependent emotionally on these social media handles for their daily existence, for their daily emotional gratification, for their daily performance. Now, the reasons that we give umpteen, why we are using this space so much, why we are browsing this, why we do certain things that we do online is all because we say we are professionally dependent on this or we are academically dependent on this. But the truth is that every adult that we are, even we do not use this space always for our professional use or for our academic requirements alone. Most of our entertainment, that we call it entertainment, we do it without even thinking about the other side of the coin. We do not know that we are prone to such large number of crimes. Now, financial crimes, if you look at it, the impact of financial crimes globally from January 1, 2023 to August 1, 2023 is $33 billion. And this is not the financial loss that organizations have incurred. This is the financial loss that globally individuals have incurred. So with all these statistics, I think I definitely have a point here to make that education is imperative. It is high time that we really thought about educating our next generation about how and why this space should be used more ethically, more morally, more thoughtfully, and more responsibly. I'll take questions now.
Thank you very much, Ms. Dania. You are the first woman cybercrime investigator. You are also a certified lead auditor. You are BTech Computer Application, Open University, British Columbia, Canada. You are MBA, NIBM Chennai. You are EMBA Retail Management, NEBM in Chennai. You have a diploma in cyber law, ASCL, Pune. You are PG of Diploma in Cyber Laws, ECFA, Hyderabad, certified in cybercrime investigator, certified in ABA in cyberspace, ACCL. Thank you very much, Ms. Dania. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Pleasure being with you all. And thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Namaste.
Namaste, Dania. Thank you.
Thank you.
Meet you
Is
soon
there any?
in India or in
Sorry?
Morocco. Hope to see you soon in India or in Morocco.
Sure. Hope so too.
Thank you.
Looking forward.
It's my turn now to present.